Good morning, pregame crew. How are you doing? It is Monday, October 17th, 2022, 8:22 a.m. Eastern, 6:22 a.m. Mountain Time. Welcome to the pregame show. I'll officially get started in 8 minutes with the indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day. Between now and then, I'm going to do an audio-visual check. I'm going to say hello to my friends and just a couple chart requests. Good morning, Night Truck, Paul, ER, Carlos, Jason, Mal, Sam, Bennett, Casey, Renee, and visuals. Yep, I go over Bitcoin every day. Hey, Scott, Duncan, Amir, Ram, Adam. No, you are not, S-Wid. I won't give you a play if you're going to do that. S-Wid says, I'm going in 100 times leverage on your daily play today. No way, no how, my friend. Hey, Matthew. Thanks, Night Truck. Appreciate it. Hey, Ludovic. I probably butchered that. Hi, Edge. Hey, Roger. Go Tigers. Go Tennessee Vols. That was a big game Saturday night with Tennessee beating Bama. My Tigers beat the Gators. Yeah, I can check MSOS. Hi, Laura. All right, let me go back up to the top. Let's see, first chart request. We'll do Bitcoin now. I will be doing Bitcoin later. So just so you know, oh, that's a nice bounce. I did not see that earlier. I've been up for a few hours, so I did my Bitcoin charting at 3 a.m., so I'm a little behind. Daily lower high, still the more likely scenario. 4 hour was testing resistance. Let me see, 4 hour, we got over that resistance here of 19425. Our 4 hour higher low is set. We have a 4 hour trend change. So now our daily higher low is most likely set. Can we go get over 19954? And on Friday, I was just calling it 20,000 to keep it simple. Because if we break bull by $46 on a $20,000 instrument, that's not enough. So we need to get over $20,000 for a convincing daily trend change. And your higher low, 18983. My brain is going crazy. So if I don't sound as energetic, I took a sleeping pill that I never take. I took melatonin last night, and it's like I feel kind of groggy, but my brain is still super fired up about the show, so no worries there. All right. Duncan, y'all. Hey, Lori and Rachel and Laura. Look at all these female traders. Mary, killing it. Hey, Darren. Go Vols. I know, that's a big game. All right, let me clear all this out. The look above and fail is just, it's such a terrible statement by the bulls. So basically what happened is, okay, Thursday we have this big short covering rally, green day. Friday we look above by 9 cents. That's a lot of buying power that the bulls took to get up and over that resistance, only to give it almost all back. So it just shows the power of the bears here. I looked at this earlier. It's weaker than Tilray, but yet I'm still picking on Tilray this morning as one of my queen of the mountain trades for a short setup. 968 is your key resistance, and then support 940. Super weak. It looks like it is determined to take out the low of day before that Biden news, and that's 879. Lori, what's the story? Silver squeezing? Look at it. Nice little move. What's the dollar doing? Dollar's pulling back ever so slightly. It's not as pronounced as this bull move. So yeah, great move. You have resistance right here. 18,785. You have a triple top in that area. Well, let's just call it what it is, a quadruple top at that area. So a few more pennies, get over 1880, make it convincing. But bears will be waiting at 19,055 because a 4 hour lower high is still the more likely scenario. So aggressive bears will be looking to top fish 19,055. Yeah, hit the like button. Hey, Maddie. Calvin, yep, you're absolutely right. I am going to take it very easy today in trading because I don't feel 100%, so I'm definitely going to take it easy trading today. Thank you for reminding me. All right. I would be a very nervous short on Twitter. Overall, if I had to guess, gun to head, you must make a guess, Lori, I would say it's going to come down because it looks like Elon is pretty determined not to buy it. I would assume it's going to go down, but when you wake up, if you wake up tomorrow and the deal's done at 54.20 and you're short, it could hurt. So because this has news pending, I avoid it like the plague. But if you can trade it, you go for it. We closed Friday with a daily inside bar resistance 5107, support 4952, and we're still in the middle of that range. Looks like bulls and bears are just going to battle it out in this $50 area waiting for news on this transaction. So looks very range bound. You could possibly look for a dip buy against 50.11 or a short against 50.87, understanding the risk associated with this name because of the news pending. Sure, I can look at XLM. It's going to be a wonderful day. What is this? Is this right? Canadian name, I guess. Okay. Weekly downtrend, monthly downtrend. Bounces are for shorting as long as we're in these downtrends on larger time frames. Bulls just can't get anything going, and bounces are for shorting. You do have a little bit of bull divergence on RSI, but that's not something that I'm going to act on. Hey, Step 2, thanks for being here. Hi, Steven. Hey, Roger. Well, it's 6:29. Oh, you're right. You're right, Bennett. Well, she said GXLM. That's what made me think it was a stock. Bulls are trying to get something going on the weekly on GXLM, support 906, 904, double bottom. The volume on this, I shouldn't have even given you any technical analysis. When we have 1,000 shares in this case, it's an ETF, so it's not technically shares, but 1,000 instruments traded. It's just not, you can't do TA on that. There's no liquidity. You're welcome, Rachel. Paul, yeah, I avoid those words, market manipulation, because for me, it gives me an excuse. If I trade poorly, I can blame it on someone else. So I just avoid market manipulation altogether because bottom line, there's buyers and sellers and they're moving price. Whether they're meaning to move price when they move it. So I just kind of avoid manipulation mindset, and it's very freeing. All right, y'all ready to get started? I have so much for y'all today. Okay, this is what I felt like this morning. Dave Matthews, so much to say, so much to say. I just kept in my head, well, I want to tell him this. Oh, and I want to tell him this. So good morning. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. What I do here every morning is we go over indices, commodities, crypto, movers, and shakers of the day. We have Chart Guy Jason. He is modding the room. He can answer questions for you. We have Step. We have just an awesome community. And what I do here is try to help you navigate the trading day and just kind of give you a map for the day. I'm not trying to absolutely predict direction. I'm just saying here are the bumper guards or whatever you call that for bowling. Here's a support, here's a resistance, and here are the probabilities and more likely scenarios. Starting with ES. ES on the 4-hour. And we talked about this ad nauseum Friday morning, but I'm going to go over it just one more time. I'm going to touch on it. Thursday, we hit that extreme low at 35.02. We had some canaries and some divergences that told us, wait a minute, can we trust this low? The low did not stick, and we bounced, and we had a short covering rally. We rallied hard. And then Friday, we made a new high, 373.375. We got over Thursday's high. We made that high, and then we gave a lot of it back. Look, 35.90.50 is the 0.618. Can y'all see that right here where the arrow is, well, that's not an arrow, the plus sign or crosshairs is like bouncing back and forth. Can y'all see that? 0.618, 359050. What did we hit overnight? 359050. I freaking love technical analysis. So we hit that Fibonacci retrace. However, a lower high is still anticipated compared to Friday's high due to the size of the retracement. So bears have the 4-hour edge here. So I'm looking initially bearish and then potentially bullish toward the end of the day. We have this huge range. Odds favor we stay within this range for a while. And logic would dictate that we would stay inside until we get some major earnings release. Bank of America had a big beat this morning. I wouldn't say a big beat, but they beat on rev and on earnings per share, top line and bottom line. They beat. I read a statistic this weekend. It was kind of off the cuff comments from someone, so I didn't verify it myself, but they said that 60 of the S&P's 500 companies are reporting this week. So if we go look here, this is our chat room. Look at all these earnings this week. That makes sense. That looks like it's about 60, huh? And we have Tesla after close Wednesday and Netflix after close tomorrow. So an inside bar today would make a heck of a lot of sense, a whole lot of sense. So this short covering rally that we had Thursday actually weakened the market because we just took a lot of liquidity out. And our NYSE volume Friday was almost 16% below that of Thursday. So the bears were able to manage a pullback, but they didn't do it in a convincing manner with volume. Look at this volume compared to this volume. Just not as convincing. Okay, while I'm on the Fibonacci topic, 359050 acted as synthetic support. So I tweeted this out today. I don't use the majority of these different tools that you can use. Elliott Wave I don't use. Pitchforks I don't use. Those Gann doohickeys I don't use. I sometimes use Ichimoku clouds on large time frames. I no longer use Bollinger Bands. Keltner channels I do use sometimes for just average true range tracking. Trend lines, dark pool levels, psych levels, all of these different levels can act or serve as synthetic resistance and or support. And y'all remember my spreadsheet, which I really need to just continue to evolve that concept. But I put more weighting on actual resistance and support than I do Fibonacci's, than I do EMAs, than I do even my beloved 50 simple moving average. Where price pivots and reverses direction and we hand over control from bears to bulls or bulls to bears, that is the most important levels you have on your chart. Everything else below that, in my opinion, is not as heavily weighted, but they can offer synthetic, and I just love that word, synthetic resistance or support. So I just tweeted that out this morning, and this morning we have a perfect example of that. 0.618 Fibonacci served as a synthetic support for ES. I should mention, if you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the video description to receive a PDF explanation as to what all of my indicators are. And I have notes on another screen, and when I'm done, I copy and paste those notes into the TCG chat room so members can slice and dice them as they see fit. And then the other little nugget I wanted to share is our habits. This morning I said, come join me on the pregame show. We need to make time to think. And it's something that we don't do a lot. You know, in business visionaries, they have to stop and think. They'll go to a library, or I don't know if anybody does that anymore, or to Starbucks and just sit with their thoughts. We have to do that in charting. My thoughts shouldn't be your thoughts. I'm just giving you additional information, but you should kind of synthesize what I say and then combine it with your thoughts and then come up with your own thesis. And you do that by good habits. And this is one of my favorite examples. from James Clear's book, The Surprising Power of Atomic Habits. He gives the example of flying from Los Angeles to New York City. If the pilot were to make a small adjustment, turn 3.5 degrees south, the plane would end up in Washington, D.C. instead of New York City. Just a small change is just a very small change is barely noticeable when taking off. However, by the end of your ride, you'd be hundreds of miles away from your intended destination. So if we could just work on improving 31% every day, just drink more water, spend more time studying charts, spend more time exercising, spend more time loving on your loved ones. At the end of the year, we'd be 37 times better person than we were at the beginning of the year. So in trading, I know if you're not consistently profitable, you're probably thinking, I want to change everything right now. It's all terrible. Let's just work on 1% of your trading game, your strategy, work on 1% and just make small tweaks every day. I'm going to study a little more. I'm going to reduce the amount of charts I look at. I'm going to reduce the amount of indicators I look at. And I'm going to stick to one system. I'm a strong, big believer in trading one name until you can become consistently profitable. And then if you're consistently profitable with one name, why would you switch? I had someone message me in our chat room saying, Lori, you told me to get one strategy and one ticker. I'm doing it on Ethereum 4-hour EMA crosses and I'm making money. Now what should I do? What's the next? Do I add one ticker at a time and then size down? I'm like, you can do whatever you want, of course. But if you're making good money, why would you change that? So, it's like the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So just something to think about. Less tickers, less indicators, more focus, less strategies, fewer strategies, I should say. And I know I'm going all over the place on my soapbox, but I just had a few things I definitely want to share with you. And now we're going to get back to the indices. Your key level is the high 364825 of overnight. We're right here at my beloved hourly 50 MA, and it's now serving as synthetic resistance right here. Can't get over it. I am leaning more bearish this morning for a pullback, and we have enough room for hourly higher low. And your next level is not a pivot level, but it's a level 361650 and then 3610. Nasdaq. Synthetic means it's just a place where price didn't actually pivot before. In this case, ES did pivot at 395050, so it became a real support. But before we hit that level, this fib was sitting here, 359050. We don't have a prior area over here where price pivoted and turned in reverse direction at that price level. But the Fibonacci served as a synthetic support, and that's where price kind of found a local bottom. All right, Nasdaq. Nasdaq, we're below the hourly 50 MA. We gave back 70% of the move from Thursday morning to Friday afternoon or Friday morning. We gave back almost 70%. So bears are going to be looking for an opportunity to top fish Nasdaq. And I like that top fish early on today because we're at the hourly 50 MA. But I want to wait until bears prove something. Front running trade setups is just the easiest way to just burn through cash. Intuition is expensive in trading already. Why just give it away? So just wait for the trend change confirmation on a shorter time frame, either the 15-minute or 5-minute. But look at this. Bulls are here. I'm not going to do anything to the bear side until I have some bear volume and price confirmation. All right. Did I give you levels on Nasdaq? Nasdaq high, we're there right now overnight. Your next resistance is the high of Friday morning. That would be a tall order to go cut through that after a 70% pullback. We're here at the hourly 50 MA. Again, I'm just going to sit on my hands and wait for a 5-minute trend change. And I may do nothing if I'm not feeling completely up to snuff today. You have resistance coming here at 1717. Hourly 50 MA overhead. We pulled back. The 4 hours just so clear. We pulled back to the golden pocket. We missed it by $1.20. And the golden pocket just means 65% retrace from the low of Thursday to the high of Friday. And we're now bouncing at that hourly 50 MA. Again, a 4-hour lower high. Let me go back to ES, clear all this off, and just kind of walk you through what I see. I'm saying it, but I want to show you. This is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm anticipating going into this big earnings week. If Bank of America could be bouncing us this morning because of their great earnings and their huge part of the S&P. I believe they're part of the Dow as well. So it could be bouncing us and we could go take out that 37.33. But again, odds favor 4-hour lower highs and odds favor that we would just tighten into earnings. I like to say a lot, hurry up and wait. We're in that hurry up and wait. And this is where I like to sell my verticals right here in the middle. Where taking out 37.33 would be a tall order. Taking out 35.02 would be a tall order. We're right here in the middle. I say don't diddle in the middle, but I will diddle in the middle and sell verticals. So I won't take directional trades in the middle, but I'll just sell verticals above the 37.33 calls, and I would sell the puts below 35.02. That's how I diddle in the middle. All right, RTY. And yeah, hit the like button, folks. We're right here at the hourly. 50 EMA is overhead. You have a level here at 1700 and then down at 1685. YM, you go, boy. We're over the hourly 50 EMA on Dow. Dow's showing relative strength, and look at it. Look at it on the 4-hour. We didn't even retrace 50% of the move of Thursday to Friday high. We did not even retrace 50%. So a lower high is not guaranteed here. It's not a shoe-in for the bears against 30480. Bulls, in theory, have a chance of going and taking out that higher high. I would assume or guess that they would have a hard time doing that with Nasdaq unable, if Nasdaq is unable to take out that higher high and they retrace 70%, so the odds favor a lower high on Nasdaq. Okay, VIX. All right, I wanted to show you that, again, I told y'all I've got so much to show you. So I'm going to give away something that we have wonderful subscribers who pay for, a Market Wins video from me every weekend where I break down the market piece by piece by piece. And I give that video as part of our swing report service. So I'm going to show you what I showed them this weekend. And I know the white screen can be hard on your eyes, but just bear with me a little bit. I'm going to just go through this quickly. You see we're still holding the weekly 200 MA on SPX. That's the most important chart for me. Holding that weekly 200 MA is so very important for SPX to hold it. Again, I'm going to go through quick. Nasdaq has retraced 0.618. It did it within $17. It hit 10,484 on Thursday. That's the 0.618 retrace from COVID low to January high. That is a pivotal area for Nasdaq to hold. We're at the monthly 50 MA. And then this is a really cool chart. I drew this a month ago. So you could draw these lines however you want, but you can just see that it's a clear area of congestion overhead for VIX. Apple, we're holding that 0.382 from the COVID low to the January high. That's important. Apple has been a relative outperformer, and we need to hold this monthly higher low at this monthly low, it's a lower low at 12886. If we could form a higher low compared to that, that would be wonderful news for the market. And then finally, this was really cool. Look at XLF. 2962 was the pre-COVID high, and Thursday we hit 2959 within 3 pennies of it. And we're at the weekly 200 MA on XLF. For all of those reasons, I was looking for a bounce at the beginning of the week. And I told everybody that on my video I did Saturday. We're getting the bounce, and I think that we could have a possible sustained bounce. We'll see. We'll see what earnings gives us. All right, I'm done with that chart. Let me go back. And VIX is pulling back on the 4-hour. If we lose 31.14, so this is important. If we lose 31.14 on VIX and ES has not broken over the 4-hour high, that would be a great signal that ES could possibly take out that high. We want VIX to roll over, and that's typically a tailwind for indices. And TLT, I've been going over bonds lately. No, it was daily. Daily 98.25 on Friday, and we hit 98.34 on Thursday. That's still a double bottom. So we broke it by 9 cents and then bounced. Market bulls want to see TLT hold Friday low. Super important level. All right, Bitcoin. Oh, Hang Seng was up 0.15%, and the DAX has really reversed since I looked at it 3 hours ago. It was only up 0.3%, and it's already up over a full percent now, really bouncing nicely. So Bitcoin, your resistance is at 19954. We're going to call it 20,000 just to make sure we have a clear hurdle for those bulls to get over. And look at this 50 MA. It's overhead. 50 MA overhead at 19693. 4 hour, we have that uptrend and your new support 19104. 1 second. Hey, Bram, that's funny. Ethereum. Ethereum is relatively strong compared to Bitcoin. That's still holding true. But Bitcoin's coming on a little bit stronger right now. It's finally reversing a little bit. You have support at 1263 and you have resistance at 1344. Let's see if the bears can make a 4 hour, that's not clear. 6 hour lower high compared to 134440. Bears will be waiting up here. Gold. Gold's having a nice bounce. What is the dollar doing? Dollar must be really pulling back here. That 4 hour support on dollar 112.16 and 112.14. If we could take out that 4 hour support of 112.14, that would really help market bulls. And we're on our second daily inside bar for the dollar. I mean, this is a key chart. We need to lose these key supports on daily for the dollar in order for the market to get a meaningful bounce going. Okay, gold, let me go back. I don't think I gave you levels. Daily inside bar, 4 hour looking great. You have resistance at 1677. Bears are going to be waiting there. Odds favor a lower high. But let's see what they can do. If the dollar can have continued weakness, it could help. Platinum already got his bull break. Oil, we continue to look for this monthly higher low, and my thesis was it was already set with this daily trend change back here. It continues to act a little bit weaker, but it looks like it's reversing from when I looked at it earlier. We made a lower low below 85.20. I'm not going to do it for fear of an ugly trend line, but we were making these lower lows without follow through. Up here, we made higher high without follow through. It was giving me broadening formation vibes, but I couldn't draw the trend lines accurately, so I didn't want to call it that. But this trend line to the downside looks like it's acting as synthetic support. Your next resistance 86.92, and your key support now is the low of today, 84.61. Nat gas is super weak. So nat gas traders like myself, we've been waiting for the monthly higher low. Been waiting and waiting. We've been waiting since Jesus was a baby. Your last monthly low is down at 5.325. Odds favor a higher low. And then that's where bears could position on any bounce for a potential lower high on the monthly because of the size of this pullback. But I'll be darned, these bears are unrelenting. We broke $6 psychological, but the daily is not oversold. And let's see where that would be. 5584, and that would keep that 5325 intact. And maybe that's what we have to go visit, 5584, to get daily oversold before we can find that monthly higher low. So just remember, it looks really beat up right now. It's down 6.5%, but your daily chart is not even oversold. And that just gives more runway for the bears to continue to take this down. Apple. Apple is positioned better than Amazon. I like a top fish against Friday's high and a bottom fish against Friday's low of 13819. So you see we held that 0.618 retrace area. Now, odds favor when you do this and you give back 60% of your move, the next bounce will be a lower high. The odds favor a lower high. However, I wouldn't pick on Apple as much. I'd rather go pick on Amazon. Amazon, let's see, the daily, I want to show you. It had that look above and fell. It did not take out Thursday's low, but it's still super weak compared to other names. And in my opinion, this is because of Tesla. They're first cousins. They're kissing cousins in consumer discretionary. And Tesla is super weak. So Amazon is being pulled and dragged down by its cousin. So I'm looking for a lower high. And remember, you can always use 15-minute levels to go find intraday resistances like 111.28 for a potential top fish level on Amazon. And I'm going to skip to Tesla right now. So this is one heck of a megaphone. Let's look at it on the daily so you can see. Thursday, we had a bullish engulfing candle. Friday, we had a bearish engulfing candle, i.e. outside bar, outside bar. When you have outside bars, that means you broke through the prior day high without follow through. You broke through the prior day low without follow through. We did that twice. So bears are seeing, and what megaphone, broadening formation, whatever you want to call it, what that means is you are finding bear exhaustion on lower lows and bull exhaustion on higher highs. So we'll see if the bears can tire themselves out. Man, they want to take out 200 so badly. Here's my Queen of the Mountain trade today. If we see weakness come in the market and Tesla takes out 200, I think that could be a great dip buy opportunity. I'd wait for a 2-minute trend change after that $200 flush. If we were to get it, I think it could be a good long. Do you see all my ifs, then, if this, then that, if this, then that? I'm not saying it's going to flush 200. I'm saying that could provide a good dip buy opportunity because we've seen what's happening here with these outside bars is bears and bulls are just wearing themselves out on this name. Nvidia, again, sorry for my voice, y'all. Just a little under the weather. Nvidia had that outside bar on Thursday. Friday, bears were unable to take out the low of Thursday. So this isn't technically a broadening formation. But you just know that that's the vibe here when you're getting higher high without follow through, higher high without follow through, higher high without follow through. That bull exhaustion to the upside. I don't have an edge on this name. The low of Friday is 112.04. You could try a dip buy there or a top fish at 114. Well, no, I wouldn't even do 114.44. 115.75. I think that's what I typed in my notes. Let me see. Nvidia aggressive bears looking at top fish Friday intraday level of 115.75. So I like that top fish. All right. Bank of America, they had a beat. This could have nice volatility today. I would say this is a ninja trade setup, is wait for tightening ranges to scalp. I think you could have some nice volatility and follow through. And I'm not saying it's all going to be to the bull side. I'm just saying wait for your setup. And if your setup is multiple 15-minute inside bars and you wait for a breakout or breakdown, I think that's tradable setup for today. Netflix, lead bull in pre-market, has earnings tomorrow, looking for a potential move into earnings. I like a pullback buy against Friday's low, 229.51. 229.51. I like Netflix to the long side. Neo, I can't believe I missed this last week because I look at this chart every day. 1167 is the monthly support, and we have a double bottom at 1173. Hang Seng closed slightly green, but I think this 1173, and let's go set an alert here. Tell me if it gets to 1185. That'll give me time to set up a trade if I want to try to bottom fish this low risk bottom fish. High probability of getting stopped out, but low risk as far as my stop is right there, my backstop. And then Tilray, looking for a top fish against 340. 340. Daily 50 MA is overhead right here, and we're looking for a daily lower high compared to 409. Now, Tilray's holding up better than MSOS. Is holding up better than other names, so I really am picking on the biggest bully. So maybe CGC I could throw that in there as well as another top fish candidate. Let's get an intraday level. I would say against 249 could be a little bit safer area to attempt a top fish. Not saying it's safe, I said safer. All right, that's it for my setups. Hey Hunter, that just means most likely a dark pool. Not all dark pools show up on charts, but sometimes they do. And I track the dark pools closely, so I can see sometimes I'll see it on my dark pool list, but it's not on the chart, and sometimes it is. So it's just probably institution. It's really hard for institutions to move money around without being seen. And that's what the dark pool provides. It provides a way for institutions to exchange shares and keep the market orderly, because typically if you move 4 million shares or 3 million shares on a name that has an average volume of 4 million, you're really going to disrupt the market. So that's why dark pools exist. All right, y'all, I'm going to just wrap it up right there. I went over with all my little tidbits. Dan will be live in the room in 3 minutes. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. And if you already have, don't hit it again because it'll take that thumb off. And give me a follow on Twitter at CharkAlLori. Again, thank you for being here, and use stop losses.